Here is a fan comparison I and probably many others have been intrigued by for quite some time. I wanted to wait until I had a larger area to record this video because I don't think the old studio location would have really given a good idea on how these things perform. So here we have the Patton U2-20 high velocity fan, which is a 20-inch model, which is on the right, and on the left we have the TPI F-18-TE, which is an 18-inch model. So it's not quite a perfect comparison because of the 2-inch blade size difference, but this is as close as we can come. So let's take a look at these fans in closer detail. The Patton is 2.7 amps rated on the tag. I suspect the motor is going to show us a little bit less. There's usually a discrepancy for some reason. Oh, 2.6 amps, not much of a discrepancy at all. So this is October of 1998, and so here's a good example where a 2-digit and 2-digit number does not represent a date code. So October 1998, McMillian motor, 2.6 amps, it's a PSC motor. And it looks like the guard is actually not on straight. But this one I got very low hours, pretty much brand new. It's not an enclosed motor. Oil ports, cord wrap, well the cord is not very long. Cord is only like a standard 6 or 7 foot cord, grounded, no fuse. Speed control on the top, handle, which is surprisingly balanced. A lot of times you pick these things up and they just go all over the place. This one's not bad. Blade pitch is pretty steep. The guard has these annoying, I don't like the way this guard is, it has these little things you gotta just pry them off. I don't like those at all, but that's the way it is. And now for the TPI. The TPI, I cannot prove this, but I believe this is a McMillian motor as well. This one is from 2019. And this is made in China. Ooh, made in China. This one, I believe, is also made in China. It doesn't say anywhere, so maybe it's not, or it could be a mix. I'm very surprised it doesn't say where it's from. I know the older ones were made in USA, but 1998 is definitely getting close to the cheap era, so that could have been an imported one. Now the motor on this one is, and you can see the visual similarities too between these motors. I'm 98% certain these are McMillian, both of these. Well, I know this one is, but I think this one is too. Oil ports, which is incredible for something made in 2019. 2.2 amps, so it's a little bit less power, but it is a smaller blade diameter. This is 1/8 horsepower allegedly, and this is 1.7 amps now, so we have a discrepancy here. Continuous duty, it's a Class B motor. So this is a pretty tough fan. This is built for hot, dirty environments. speed control on the bottom, which I don't like. I prefer it on the top like that one is. And the cord on this is another winner. Look at this cord. I believe this is at least a 10 or 12 foot cord. Very long, 3-pin, no fuse. And these long cords, when you're on a job site, these are indispensable. It's out of balance when you pick it up, like the back of the fan kind of goes, goes back. Not a big deal, it's just a minor nuisance when you're carrying it. The stand is very sturdy, doesn't want to tip over or anything. I think this one is the same way. Yeah, they're both sturdy. It has the clips, makes it real easy to open the guard up for cleaning. They're nice and sturdy. I like the clips better than the way the Patton is. They have big rubber feet, not going to scratch any of the surfaces. And this one, I mean, the guard is just so strong. This one is too, but it's a little bit flimsy. This is definitely a thicker gauge, or a different material or something. And the motor mount is actually like the 80s Pattons, where it mounts on the inside like that and protrudes out the back, whereas that one is flush and all contained inside the housing. The blade pitch on this is a little bit more substantial than the Patton, I think. Oil portion on the front and the back. Jeez, that stinking rooster's been going off all morning. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn these things on now. If I can get the camera on the tripod. Alright, we'll start with the Patton. Looking at 120 volts on the nose, 119.8. It's fluctuating a bit. Go to amps, and we'll start off on low. Now this has a nice, calm, slow low. Although it says industrial heavy-duty air circulator, I do believe these were also tailored to the residential market. I know the 18-inch ones were like the 1887. Maybe these weren't, I don't know, but certainly seems like this could be used inside. I've used this inside before. It's not overwhelming. Kind of high, you can't really use this in a living room or a bedroom or something. It's just too loud. But on this speed, sure. Power draw 1.64 amps. 179 watts and a power factor of 0.92. And this is powerful. This is very powerful. Alright, let's bump it up to medium. You know, even that medium, it's still fairly tame. It's strong, but it's not like blowing the room apart. I got a plant here on the table. It's not tipping over, but it's definitely moving. And noise level wise, it's not bad. You can still hear all the noises from the outside, cicadas. Probably not going to forget it's on, but this is a tolerable amount of noise. The amps is 2.07. 2.31 watts with a power factor of 0.93. Well, this is 2 amps. This is equivalent to, or about equivalent to, an older plastic box fan with a shaded pole motor on high, and this moves much more air. Okay, the high speed. Now it really jumps up speed on high. Well, it looks like my plant is about to tip over. This is really moving some air now. 2.68 amps, right on target. 295 watts. The power factor of 0.93. I'm not sure why it's so low. Maybe the capacitor is not what it should be anymore. I'll have to check it out. But very strong. Balance. It's nearly perfect. It's pretty good. It vibrates slightly, but it's really in a pretty good balance. And I've never serviced this thing, so the spin down time is irrelevant because I'm sure it could be improved. Alright, now let's go to the TPI. And let's start it up on low. One of the problems I have with this unit is the speed range. It's already blasting. Have a big room like this. This is tolerable, but it's loud. It's kind of already to like high speed on a box fan, but of course it's pushing much more air and using less power. This is 1.47 amps, or 5, or 4, 155 watts. The power factor of 0.9. It's actually worse than the Patton. Not by much. Let's go to medium. That's 1.51 amps. 163 watts. The power factor is 0.91. And high. amps, 215 watts, and a power factor of 0.83. And the air movement is just insane. Oh, the balance. That is one of the most balanced fans I have ever used. It is absolutely flawless in terms of the balance. It's not out even a 1%. And this one I've serviced and oiled, so the spin down is pretty good. Alright, now let's turn these both on and see how they compare. As you can hear, you should be able to hear, the video is in stereo audio. The Patton is pretty much inaudible over the TPI. The TPI is moving tremendously faster and moving significantly more air, which is good, but on a low speed, I prefer the Patton. TPI is still notably stronger on medium. The Patton's medium is still kind of tame, which expands the use cases drastically compared to the TPI, which is just always blasting. You can definitely use that Patton in a lot more areas than the TPI. Both on high now. This is close. overall it's really close. I think I might go with the Patton though, as being stronger, because the airstream from the Patton is very steady. Standing here at the space the cameras have from the VMs, I get a steady stream of air from the Patton. TPI is very gusty. When one of the gusts comes through, I think it's as strong as the Patton, but it's not quite consistent. Yeah, the TPI moves the air differently than the Patton. The TPI kind of pushes out to the side a bit. So like if I go here, I can feel a little bit better. It's much smoother now with the Patton off. I gotta go with the Patton on high. The Patton moves more air on high. I suspect the actual CFM volume of the Patton is much higher because it's a bigger blade. With that being said, the TPI does not fall far behind at all. The TPI, for half the power draw, moves just about the same amount of air. Patton is quieter. Look at that, the blades are perfect line. It's all blurry now, but the build quality of this TPI is top of the line. As is the Patton. The Pattons are made very well also. Well, that was very interesting. I really didn't think that the Patton would outperform, but it did. Not by much. It's very, very close. But I do think the Patton has a little bit of edge on high. And it definitely has the edge on the range of speeds. The speed range on the Patton is drastically better than that of the TPI. The TPI is kind of all we have left. The Pattons, you can't get them anymore. I would say the Patton was like the gold standard of high velocity fan back in the 90s. And there was other ones. There was some by Lakewood and a couple other brands, miscellaneous. But that's generally speaking, that's the Patton was it. And it was a good product too. Still make Pattons, but they're not like this. They're not worth buying as far as I'm concerned. TPI is probably the only fan worth buying in this category. It is exceptionally well made. It's built to the same level of quality that the Patton is from 20-30 years ago, which is very, very rare in today's market. And the performance is also top notch. That is a strong fan. And the motor design and everything, it should last a long time, especially if you keep it oiled. And with the blade being in good balance, it'll run a lot of hours just like the old fans used to. So that's that. Patton was better, but just by a very, very small margin. And as far as products of today go, that TPI is phenomenal. The Air Queen ones, actually I think they're no longer available, but the motors in those Air Queens were not above average. They were very, very average motors. And the motors in these TPIs, I've split open both of them. I've done teardowns on both. I have videos of both of those teardowns. These TPI motors are built good. It's a really, really good product. Expensive, but you definitely get what you pay for it.